Hello, everyone, and welcome to Thrifty Kaniffy. Well, I'm going to try to introduce a new way of collecting case knives with this particular knife. So, in the past, I've just bought a lot of the newer ones, and I'm just kind of going to be moving away from that, going into more of the vintage ones. I felt that overall, the build quality of the older ones are a bit better, and oftentimes you can, if you search around, find some really nice older knives that are really well built for less than what you would pay new. Not always. This one was probably less than a lot of the peanuts, but not the most inexpensive of the peanuts. So it kind of fell in between there. But the idea is to try to find a pattern for each of the case knives that I really like in a vintage make. And this is a 1940 to 1964 peanut. This has got black synthetic smooth handles and the brass pins, nickel silver bolsters. And you can see the shield there is that case oval in that style. And then you have the brass liners, carbon springs. A good look at that. Nice and gap free. And let's take a look at the blades. Now again, this is an older one, so this is not going to be in perfect condition, but I feel like it's in really good condition for its age. And it's got some scratches on the blade, and those carbon steel blades still look really good, and a lot of material still there, not a lot of wear to the blades. And there's a look at the case tank stamp, the XX. So yeah, 1940 to 1964. I'm sure looking more at the shield, you might be able to narrow down the date a little bit, but for now, we'll just call it 40 to 64. But really smooth handles on this and really well made. Great snap. You got half stops on both blades. And again, these are going to be carbon. Looks like whoever owned this prior did a nice job sharpening the blades and go crazy with them. There's your nail pull. Gotta look at the width of the blade, nice and thin. But beautiful looking older peanut. I'm really, really happy with what I got. Now this secondary blade, little pin blade, it's pretty tough to get out. Let's see if I can get it. Nope. The first time I usually it takes me a bit to get it out. There we go. Get it to the half stop. And yeah, it's got a nice pull on it. And there's the nail nick's pretty shallow, so it's pretty tough to get hold of it. But there's a good look at it. Again, scratched up a little bit. And a lot of the metal remaining there. Maybe a little wear. I thought it was a pretty respectable looking knife overall, especially for what I paid. So nice black smooth synthetic is a sort of a classy look. And you can hear that half stop, and the pull on these blades are just fantastic. The lockup is great. Gives you a lot of confidence in the use. Just like a 3-finger knife, nothing big. And this is going to be like a 5th pocket carry or perhaps a little gentleman's carry. You can look at the blades. You know, they're not perfectly centered, but they're not doing anything that's crazy bad. And overall, the build quality on this is really nice. So yeah, that's going to be a great, forever peanut for me. One that I can leave in the collection for a long time to come. And I guess I'm going to probably get rid of the other peanuts that I have and just use this one and this one alone. But that is sort of the direction that my collection of case knives is going. I'm probably just going to begin acquiring some of the older pieces that I find and the patterns that I really want to continue to have in the collection, but just go with a older version of them. And I think the build quality on those is going to satisfy my taste a bit more. moving forward. So that's the kind of knives I'm going to be looking for. So the blade length on this, just guys are curious, it's about 2 1/4 inches. And before we move on to the closed length, I would show you also, this is the 20 pattern. So there you have the 2220, I believe it says there. 2-bladed peanut in the 20 pattern. Again, really nice action on the blades. And the closed length, it's about 2 3/4 inches. And I know these kind of varied in length slightly as time went on. But there's a great example of a 40 to 64. Really happy with this one. Really good shape. Everything's smooth. It's been carried a bit. Been loved a little bit. And still in great shape for its age. But hopefully you guys appreciated a nice look at this. And just sort of the change in the direction of my case collection is going to be going. You may have seen the vintage Barlow that I already did from 71. And now we have even older case peanut to add to the collection. So stick around the channel. We'll be reviewing more of these older vintage knives as I acquire them and have a fun look at some older case knives. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Take care.